let's enjoy the learning, the process. Okay. Um, so here is Dayu Rifanto atau biasa kita sebut Kak Dayu. Kak Dayu is a founder of this initiative of Beasiswa Timur. Ada Kak Dayu di sini sebagai foundernya Beasiswa Timur dan
Halo
beberapa
semuanya, halo
kakak.
Kak Alda, terima kasih banyak sudah gabung.
Halo Kak Dayu. Halo.
Ya,
Oke, ya itu tadi yang menyapa adalah Kak Dayu yang mungkin baru tahu atau sudah tahu. Oke, terus selain ada Kak Dayu sebagai foundernya, ada juga kakak-kakak relawan, the other volunteers of the Beasiswa Timur. There are Kak Grace, Kak Komang, Kak Cica juga ada, and many more. Let's have fun together this evening. So, everyone, before we continue, let's, can I hear, can we know each other? Can we introduce ourselves, maybe name, your hobby, and where are you from? Maybe only that three, if you can be more, so please. Jadi silakan kita perkenalan diri dulu, mungkin nama, hobi, atau asalnya dari mana. Bisa ya, mungkin mulai dari siapapun yang sudah.
maybe start with me, it's okay ya. Ida, halo Kak Alda, thank you very much for join us ya. It's a pleasure and honor for us. Everyone, my name is Dayu Rifanto. I am from Sorong, but actually at the moment I'm in Bandung ya, because I'm studying here. I think that's all ya. Thank you very much for joining the club. Saya kembalikan.
Thank you, Kak Dayu. Okay, that is from Kak Dayu. So everyone, just continue. If you want to, just raise your hand. And maybe Kak Cica, I cannot see the full scene. Anyone help me? If you want to introduce yourself, just raise your hand and unmute the mic and then just speak.
Okay, maybe I'll do the next. Hello everyone, my name is Cica. I'm part of Beasiswa Timur, and now I'm living in Ruteng, Manggarai, Flores. And thank you so much, Kak Alda, for joining us this afternoon. Okay, maybe just it. Thank you.
Okay, there is Kak Cica from NTT. Anyone? Okay, Kak Eko, please. Kak Eko first, please. Please unmute.
Oh, sorry. Hi there, my name is Eko Kubiari. I hail from the vibrant city of Jayapura, and I'm passionate about music. Hello? My voice is clear?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So I think that's all.
Okay, hi from Jayapura, Kak Eko. Next, maybe. Nice to meet you, Kak Eko. Next,
Yeah,
Kak
nice to meet
Umia.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Kak. But aku minta maaf ya kalau aku off kamera, soalnya lagi ini sesuatu, Kak. Ya. So, hello everyone, my name is Siti Umia Selan, but you can call me Mia or Umi, and I'm from Maluku, exactly at Seram Island, but now I live in Pare because I am learning English in Pare, Kampung Inggris, and then Oke, itu aja sih Kak. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, Kak. Okay, next.
Yeah,
Kak
to meet you.
Marta, please.
Thank you, Kak Ida. Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Warta Koro. You can call me Atta. And this time is my second time to join with Beasiswa Timur. Itu kayaknya dari saya. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Kak. Nice to meet you. So next, Kak Komang, please.
Hello everyone. My name is Komang Sinta. I am a part of Beasiswa Timur. I'm from Jayapura. And nice to meet you guys. Please enjoy this class.
Nice to meet you too, Kak. Thank you. Kak Yobe, time is yours.
Hello everyone. So at first, I would like to say thank you for giving me a little time to introduce myself. So my name is Andres Yobe. I'm from Papua, special in Nabiro City in Central Papua. So this is my second time joining event with Beasiswa Timur Club. So that's all for me. Thank you.
You're welcome, Kak. Nice to meet you. Okay, next, Kak Siena.
Okay, thank you very much for the chance that given to me. First of all, I would like to thank everyone here, especially this is actually one of my biggest dream to meet Kak Alda. She's one of my role model as well. So I'm so grateful to meet her even virtually today. So again, hello everyone, I'm Siena. I am originally coming from Flores, Manggarai, but currently I'm living in Kupang because I am working here. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you, Kak Siena. Okay, anyone? Any more? Wanna try? Okay, Karian, please.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sis. Hi, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Royan Ahmad Hasan. I'm from Jayapura. I live in Sentani. So that is. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Wow. Some of you are from Jayapura.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay, no. Kak Umi, please.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, my name is Umi Kalsum Esale and you can call me Umi. I come from Kupang, East Nusa Tenggara, and thank you so much for having you all. And thank you, Beasiswa Timur. This is my third time to join. Thank you.
You're welcome, Kak. Thank you so much for joining this event today. Okay, anyone? Ada lagi? Want to introduce yourself, please? Kak Tika, Kak Renzi mungkin, Kak Mercy. Please. But if you, okay. I think if there's no more, want to introduce yourself, maybe can we take picture before we invite our speaker? Mungkin saya bisa minta bantuannya Kakak Yobe bisa memandu, lead us to have our style to take a picture. Boleh kakak unmute dulu, kita mau pakai gaya apa untuk foto begitu?
Okay, gaya. So because we just give the best smile like this. Like smile. Smile.
Okay, smile.
Okay.
Kak Dayu, are you capturing this?
Boleh dihitung ya.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you, Kak Yobe. Thank you, Kak Dayu. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if there is no more, no one of you want to introduce yourself, so let's invite our speaker this evening. So Kak Alda is here with us now. Hai Kak Alda. Buat teman-teman yang baru tahu Kak Alda ini adalah one of students in Columbia University, and she has some experiences like one of sorry, saya pakai bahasa Indonesia saja ya. Kak Alda ini salah satu mahasiswa di Universitas Columbia di Amerika, dan saat ini juga tergabung dalam kumpulan pemuda yang memberi, mohon maaf mungkin nanti bisa di ini ya Kak Alda disampaikan ulang, yang tergabung dalam kepemudaan yang memberikan nasihat begitu untuk Uni Eropa. Dan mungkin dari pengalamannya Kak Alda nanti kita bisa sama-sama belajar, especially for practice our English skill. And so Kak Alda, this time is your welcome to Klubbing 5 in Beasiswa Timur. So time is yours, Kak, please.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I think it is 5 in the morning in here, so good morning for me, but good afternoon for everyone else's, or if you're joining from other part of the world, hello. Thank you so much, Beasiswa Timur, for inviting me for this occasion. So happy to be here. My name is Alda. I'm from Kupang. I'm also so happy to hear that there are a few people coming from Kupang. I'm gonna start my screen. Hopefully this is gonna go pretty smoothly. Yeah, so today I was asked to share my experience about learning English and how it has that I think helped me to open like new doors, new opportunities. So I hope that since there are like 20 something of us, so I think that's a pretty good number for discussion. So if anyone wants to jump in to share their own ideas or experience, or you have question, please feel free to raise your hand or use the chat box. But I hope that in today's session we can all have a pretty nice discussion, because I also wanted to hear from all of you, and like how is your experience learning English or maybe other language too. Yeah, so let's just jump in. So I think first I want to start by asking like what language can you speak? So this is include like anything. It can be local languages, it can be other languages than English, or it can be Indonesian too. I wonder like how do you learn Indonesian? So if anyone would be willing to share, it would be really appreciated. Does anyone want to share like how is their experience learning a certain language? I've seen some people are nodding. That means that it's a good thing, hopefully. So we'll give it a few seconds. Okay, great. Someone's raised their hand. All right, Yobe, please, the time is yours.
Okay, thanks for giving me a little time, Kak Alda. So I want to share my experience when I learned English. So when I was a child, I really disliked English. But after in junior high school, at the first class in junior high school, I got good scores. So that's why it like motivated me to learn English more. Because you know what? at the time because of I got good score, and my teacher, he said to me that you must teach your friends. So that's why it's make me like have a big spirit to learn English more hard and more brilliant. So that's why I decided to learn English. But when I was a child, I really dislike English. Really, I dislike English. So that's why I just share my story about my experience when I learned English. So that's all for me, and thank you.
Thank you, Yobe, for sharing. That's so good to hear that like school is actually can also be a place for people to studying English. And I think that is very interesting that you mentioned that give you motivation to also not just learning for yourself, but also to teach other people. So I think that is really great. Thank you. I think I saw Umi Kalsum is also raised their hand. If you want to share, please feel free to do so. And of course, everyone else's, if you guys want to share your experience. It's not just for English. Like I know some people who's like excited to learn Korean. There's people who are excited to learn Japanese, for example. So yeah, if you want to jump in to share your stories too, please feel free to do so. Okay, Sienna, yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. So I actually had the same experiences with Kayobe. So I actually started learning English when I was in junior high school, and instead of English, I actually ever learned Deutsch because my school is the fund my school in Flores Mangara. It's actually coming from Swiss. So sometimes there is, I don't know how it called in English, donator, which is come to my school, and sometimes I dare myself to just directly build communication with them. Like I ask them, "Wie heißt du?" It means that what is your name, like that. So I think learning languages it's not only about bahasa Indonesia, but also English and the other languages actually give us a lot of opportunities that we can because even I am coming from underprivileged district, but dengan bahasa Inggris atau memiliki kemampuan bahasa asing yang lain, I can even have business dream, like I have to go abroad with maximize this kind of opportunities that commonly mensyaratkan kita itu harus punya kemampuan bahasa Inggris. So I think it's totally fun to learn new languages. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Sienna. That is so true. That you mentioned that it can also open your opportunity to other things. And I think this is also what I want to share today about like how was the process when I started learning English and how it has helped me to open like new things, new stuff, new opportunities. So I hope like from today's session that my experience can I don't know, some way inspire you or maybe leave something to you, but if it's not, that's okay too. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And if anyone else is at some point want to share their own journey too, please feel free to use the chat box, or again, you can raise your hand anytime. And yeah, we would love to hear from you as well. Okay, so I think Yobe and Sienna mentioned that they start learning English in junior high school, which is I think kind of a similar story with me. So I went to elementary school in Kupang, and I think we got English since 3rd grade, but school wasn't really working for me at that time to like studying English. I think I got a pretty good grades at that point, but I wasn't really speaking the language. Like it's just like you go to class and then you join the lesson. But at that point, it wasn't really like I wasn't really speaking it per se. But then moving forward to middle school, I start to get to know this boy band. I don't know if anyone know this. I mean, they are like 2010. I think they are pretty popular. And I think we're probably the same age too, so you might know them. But yeah, in middle school, I found out about One Direction. This is a boy band from the UK. And of course, they speak English at that time. And I remember I was just starting to like one of their song, and then I listened to more of their music. And then at that point, I start to go on YouTube, trying to see like their videos and their interviews. Because of course, like when you're interested in boy band like that, like you wanted to know more about them. But the problem is, of course, all of their interviews are in English, and at this time, subtitle wasn't a thing in YouTube. Like for this kind of video, no one has made that yet. So I remember I was just sitting at home, feeling like just feeling so down because I couldn't be able to understand that, which I shouldn't feel like that. But at that point, I was just like, I remember there was an interview when like they'll be laughing or the audience will be laughing, and I will be like, oh, I don't understand what they're saying. So because of that, I remember in middle school, every day after I get back from school, I will be sitting in my room watching One Direction interview and then trying to translate like the key words in whatever they're saying. And at that point, I don't even like understand the whole conversation that they're having. I wasn't be able to catch every word, but with that limitation, I try to like hear what they're saying and then try to translate it like few words to be able to understand it. And I did that like every day. I don't like that was probably the most dedicated moment I have in my life until today. Like I don't think that I've done everything that dramatically until now. But yeah, that's how it started. It was just because I like this boy band, I like their music, and I just want to know what are they saying in all of this interview and all that video. So, and I think at that time it was such a like good learning process for me, because I remember every time I would watch the same video for like few times, and every time I watch it, I feel like I understand more and more about what they're saying. So it feels nice. It's like you got reward for all the things that you're doing. But yeah, so at that time school didn't really work for me to learn English, but One Direction did. So yeah, I think what I learned from that moment is whatever, or like in whichever form you are starting or whatever reason you're starting with, it is important to make sure that it's interesting for you. It's something, and it's something that you can integrate it into your daily life. Like I think what was really helpful in that moment is because I did it every day, and it was just becoming something that is I found interesting. Like I'm not just putting myself there and being miserable about learning it, but I also feel happy about it. So try to incorporate it into something that you actually like. Like if you like to listen to music, if you like to write music, if you like to um read a book or write a poem or something, or whatever things that you enjoy, or maybe you like certain boy band too, that can also be something that can get you started to learn English. But it start from there. So it start from liking this boy band and wanting to know what they're saying, and then I just start to watch like their videos and try to understand what they're saying. And then from there, because you start to build your skills more and more, I start to use that to other things too. So I remember Wattpad was a thing. I don't know if you guys know Wattpad, but it's like this free app that give people places to you can publish a story or a book or whatever, and you can also read it. So I think that's how it get me started. And at that moment, it was just like all in English mostly. So yeah, I started reading English book towards that. And then I remember Twitter was a thing that, I mean, Twitter's still a thing, but now they called it X, and I'm not on that anymore. But yeah, and then I started doing Twitter, and at this moment, I think because I joined Twitter because of One Direction, so like most of the people like in my feed are speaking English, so you also trying to speak English in that way. So what I'm trying to say is I think it's always good to try to incorporate languages into whatever like everyday life that you're doing, because again, like that's also how we learn Indonesian, right? Like we just grew up with people who speak the language, and then we just start to get used to it. So I think that the same mechanism that like we can do to speak English. And I think at that point, I was also very interested in like writing diaries. I think, you know, that was the age when I think most people like to write diaries. So I also started to write diaries in English. They're not always good. Like I remember reading it, other theories, and some of them doesn't make any sense. But that's okay. You just have to start somewhere. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes you have to write few things in English and write the other things in Indonesia, but that's fine. But the point is, whatever that is, you have to start somewhere, and you have to try to find something that makes you happy, something that you actually enjoy, and something that you can integrate it into your daily life. Okay, so like I said before, today I wanted to share more about like how I got from here, like this whole One Direction thing, and then how I progress further. So after this, I think this is the moment when I start to incorporate English into daily life. And then in 2013, 2013, I start high school. I went to SMA Negeri 1 Kupang. I don't know if there are alumni in here too. Hello. But yeah, but at that point we have English club. This is mainly debate club at that point, but we just call it English club because we like to do something else besides debate too. But mostly the activity that we did was debating. And I think I really like the club because I like to argue in a good sense. But I used to be a pretty competitive person, so I like to argue, you know, all of that. And yeah, so I kind of enjoy this club because I think it gives you the opportunity to share your ideas, but also sometimes it can get frustrating when like you wanted to say something but you can't, because like in the debate club you have to say it in English, right? So there are moments when it's like it's just getting frustrated. I just get frustrated because like I heard they're saying this and I want to rebut that idea, but sometimes it can be difficult when you cannot speak it. But I think that's a good motivation to have. It wasn't anger per se, but like, you know, that frustration of like not be able to speak it. So now you have to practice more, or now you have to find your way to be able to navigate that. So I think this club was really helpful too, in terms of especially like with the speaking, because I think most of the time, sometimes you know, some people told me that like, oh, like I can understand it, but it doesn't mean that I can speak English, for example. So I think this was like really good moment for me to practice that. So I think if you have the space or the opportunity, for example, like you know what you guys are doing with this Beasiswa Timur club, I think it's really great because it gives you the space where you can share your ideas in English, you can you know, practice and in a space where I believe that, you know, it's a safe space where people will judge you and everything like that. So this was really helpful. This is a photo. This is not our school. This is Universitas Indonesia. We went there for like a competition. But yeah, so that happened 2013, 2016. And then 2017, I got to university. I went to Universitas Nusa Cendana. I don't know if anyone else is also alumni. Hello. Or maybe you're now enrolled. But yeah, I went to Universitas Nusa Cendana, and at that moment we don't really have English club, I think. But we have English debate competition. And again, at that point I still like debate. So I was participating in one of the competition, and I think we got first place for the university level, and then we went to the regional level in Bali, I think, and we got second place, which is pretty good. and then we got to the national one. We didn't win, but it was fun. But yeah, I think this is also again really helpful with the whole debate system, because like it's a topic that you're really interested in, you wanted to be able to speak your mind about it. So this is, I think, a really good practice moment for me to practice my English at that time. So if you have like a space, for example, like I think now in public universities, we also have what is it, like I forgot what's the name, but I think like it's, you make a proposal of like yeah, you make a proposal for certain problem and then you present it in English, is what I know. Or like any other competition. I know there are like speech competition, spelling bee, I don't know, something else, but in whatever ways, like try to put yourself out there, try to sometimes I think lots of time we put too much barrier on ourselves. I've heard people are saying like, oh, I don't think that, like, I'm good enough for that competition, that I don't even want to register. But the thing is, like, that's not your job to judge yourself. Like, they already hire someone to be the judge, so that's their job. Your job is just to register and participate. So don't be a judge for yourself and stopping yourself from like doing something without before you even try it. But yeah, so that's 2017. And I think and the same year too, I started to join this organization, Youth Coalition for Girls. This is also based in Kupang. We're mostly working on the issue of gender equality, especially for young women. And I think this organization is not specifically about English or not specifically about language, but I think this is was a good start for me to like learn more about social issue and like learn your interest. And I think the good thing about this is it also open rooms for me to not just getting resources like books or articles like from Indonesian based articles, but also to try out new resources that maybe was published in English, for example. But I think this is at that time was a good place for me to like learn about the topic of gender equality. So if you're interested in like certain topic like climate change, or maybe I don't know, whatever topic that interests you, it can be some social related topic, or maybe like you are majoring in science, for example, or anything. I think it is also great to have the space to learn about those issues, but then you can incorporate English into that, because then you can try to find like resources in English. I think now universities, even when I was in college, I remember like my professor, but we don't call him professor, but yeah, like the professor like journal articles in English, and sometimes it can be annoying because like it puts you extra work. Is also a good practice to be able to, like, previously, like most of the materials that I learned is just like based on song or like pop culture or things like that. But I think this is also a good space to give me like more academic type of reading. So I think if you are interested in like pursuing your next education abroad, or like in some places where maybe their main language is English, like I think this like getting involved in clubs like this is also a good start to get yourself familiar with academic type of resources. So this in 2017. I mean, I'm still part of it right now, but this was in 2017. And then on the same year too, I was participating in this event called Girls Takeover. It was an event by Plan International. Basically, it's a campaign where they would choose girls from all over the world to taking over the position of power. Like at that time, I was taking over the position of the secretary leader of the OECD in Paris, France. And I think was my first international moment at that time. And at that time, they were also asking me to write an article in their website. So, and of course, like you have to write it in English. So I think what I'm trying to say is like, like it start with One Direction and music and YouTube and watching videos and talking in Twitter. And then like, like you start build it in like things elsewhere. Like you start incorporate it in like the things that you're doing in school. You start to incorporate the things that you're doing with youth organization, or and then you start to also put yourself in like event like this, for example. So I think what I'm trying to say here is it's not always just like one thing. It's usually like all the different things that then keep building up. And like in the beginning, I was just be able to understand like a basic conversation that people are having, but then you start to incorporate it more and more into your daily life and to different things that you're doing. And I think that will also help you to build the vocabulary that you have, and then also to build like your own confidence to be able to speak English, because I think sometimes it can be nerve-wracking to speak language that maybe you're not used to, especially with people that you think probably are doing better job than you. But I think those are you have to build all of this different momentum. It's not just one specific moment that that suddenly you'll be able to speak the language, but of course you have to have like all this different momentum that help you lead into this moment. So I think at that time this was really helping for me in terms of like build my confidence to speak English in more international level. And also like and was like the first, I think the first article that have been published for me that I've write. So yeah, that was also a big moment and a good motivation to have and keep you continuous. But yeah, and then this was 2017 too, and then 2019. So 2 years after, I participated in an exchange program. This was organized by Aminef, and I think funded by the US Department of State. This was called Global Ukraat. It's basically a 1 semester, and it's 2 semesters for some people, but for me it was 1 semester exchange program to university in the US. So you study there for undergrad for 1 semester. At that time, I was sent to Georgia College and State University in Georgia. And yeah, I think this was also a very good moment for me, especially to learn English in more academic level. But of course, like I cannot just go from be able to understand like basic conversation in one direction to here. But it was a process. It was like from one direction in middle school, and then English Club in high school, and then start to join youth organization. And then this was also very helpful, especially to, I think at that moment, to, again, like I said, to practice English more in academic setting. But yeah, so I think in these days, especially for undergrad, I think we have ISMA, which I think was very helpful, because I think like at this time it was from Indonesia, there was only 5 grantee in my year. But I think with ISMA, like they encourage more people, or they have quota for more people, which, so if you are able to have the opportunity to register for like an exchange program like this, I would highly suggest to take that part. Sometimes you have to redo a whole semester back home, but I think it's totally worth it, because it really gives you the opportunity to practice your English in academy, more in academia level, but also like in a situation where you're not be able to speak Indonesian, for example. I mean, you can, but like there's people would not be able to understand it. So I think putting yourself in that situation is also would be very helpful. Yeah, so this is 2019, and then 2021 I'm already back to Indonesia. I graduated 2020, and then I, of course, like everyone else, you have to write a scriptsy for at the end of your study. And then I did write scriptsy, and then in 2021 I got it published in a journal. Yeah, and then the journal that I applied to was also English based journal. So you have to write the article in English. And I think for me at least, was really this was a very helping situation, because it kind of forced me to write something in, because I think it's sometimes it's different when you speak English in like daily conversation, and then when you use it in more like academic situations. So I think for me this was a good challenge, how you'll be able to like use your words more effectively, and then use terms that you might not used to before. So yeah, I think if you if people are like currently doing their undergrad and then doing their scriptsy, and if you're thinking about like publishing your research through, I think it will also be a good opportunity to try to apply for like an international journal where you should submit your article in English. I think that would also be a very good practice point, and it also can be help to build your portfolio. So yeah, if you have the opportunity to do that, or like you can also try to, I think these days especially, like you can also self-publish your own article. Like you can just create a website or submit it to like certain newspaper or something like that, try to put yourself out there and exercise your writing skill. I think would be very helpful. And in other side, that also help to build your own portfolio. But yeah, this 2021, and then 2021 I start working. I graduated and then I started working. At that time I worked for Plan International in Indonesia, especially for a project called Girls Leadership Academy. And in this is based in Indonesia, so we speak Indonesian during work hours, but there's gonna be a situation when you have to write a report, for example, or you have to create a proposal, for example. But those are you need to do that in English, or you will meet donors or potential donors, and they probably come from like different countries. So that's also can be a moment to practice your English, both in terms of like writing and also speaking. I think Sheena was sharing before too about her experience of talking to the donor in her school, and trying to speak Dutch to them. I think like if you have that opportunity, for example, maybe you have a friend or someone who speak the language that you want to learn. I think that is also can be a good moment to practice it. I think, or even these days, you can also find strangers on the internet. Be safe in there. Like it's not always safe, but like try to be safe. I think what is it called? Omegle, Ome TV or something. I don't know. I've seen it in Instagram or
Ome TV.
Ome TV, right? Yeah. For example, that maybe you can try that too. Like just because like maybe it's intimidating to speak English to someone that you know, because maybe you feel like, oh, what if I'm not good? But maybe to a stranger it will be more helpful, because well, I don't know these people. I don't care about what they think about me. So it's okay. So yeah, try to put yourself out there. This is also I got to publish an article in the international website too, and because it's the international one, so we have to use English too. So throughout all of these different experience, what I'm trying to say is there's this always a space for you to try to put yourself out there, and find like different spaces that you can incorporate English, and then just like sometimes it can be intimidating, again, I think, to put yourself out there in a situation where you might not feel comfortable, but that's okay. And I think in most of these spaces, people are also very friendly and very understanding about like sometimes I think we're worried too much about like, oh, what if I'm not using the correct grammar, or like what if I'm not like making any sense or things like that. But I think in most situations people will always trying to be helpful, people will always trying to put effort in order to understand what you're saying. So don't worry about everything else. If you think you're making sense, then you are probably making sense. So and the more you practice it, the more you put yourself in the situation like this, it's also gonna help you to build your confidence, and also of course to build your own skill in the language that you wanted to learn. So yeah, this 2021 to 2023, and then the same year, I think Waida mentioned it before too, I joined the Youth Sounding Board. It's an advisory board consisted of 25 young people from different parts of the world with the mandate to advise the EU International Partnership. So I worked there for 2 years from 2021 to 2023. It was a very fun experience. I get to meet a lot of young leaders from different part of the world, learning about different issue, different topic, about policy making, about politics, about all of these different things. But I think this opportunity was also very helpful in terms of again, I think it also built your vocabulary, because then when you start to learn or you start to hear all these different terms that's coming from the space, it also help you, I think, to build the vocabulary that you have, to build your confidence, you know, and especially because like most of the people that I met, their first language is also not English. So I think that was also helpful in terms of like giving you the confidence that you're not alone in this space. And again, mostly people are very, very friendly and very understanding, and you know, hearing you and try to understand you. So again, like it's totally okay to put yourself out there, even when you're scared, even when you're not sure about yourself, because mostly people would really put an effort to try to be able to understand you. So don't worry too much about like whether or not you're using the correct grammar, or you know, whether or not you're pronouncing something right or something like that, because if they don't understand, they would ask, and then you'll be able to have the opportunity to explain yourself. So if you are able to be in a space where you can meet other people from other countries, I think that would also be a very good moment for you to be in a situation where you have to exercise your English as well. But again, of course, like, you know, as you can see, everything's is like building up from one moment to one moment, and you can see that, like, you know, previously you learned from this, and then like you build your skills, and then now you become you have a better understanding and better speaking ability, for example, and then you join in new things, and then it also adds up to like your English skill, and then like join another thing. So it's like a jumping point from one thing to another. But when you put yourself more and more into this kind of situation, I think that would really help you on building the skill, and also the confidence to be able to speak the language. Yeah, so this is 2021 to 2023, and then 2022 to 2023 I was also still involved in research and publishing paper. I think this is for me, it was very helpful to write this academic paper in English, because that was really like, I think I got frustrated too sometimes, because I feel like I don't explain myself clearly, for example, or I feel like I don't use such a complicated, I use language that very basic, for example, or something like that. But I think at that moment, this was very a good practice experience to put yourself in a situation where you have to incorporate English into more academic settings. So again, if you have the opportunity to publish something, or even if you don't look for the opportunities to like publish something or write an articles or write some pieces in English, I think that would be also very helpful. Yeah, 2022 to 2023, and then what happened next? Oh, and then 2023 too, I got accepted for Colombia. At that moment, I also got accepted for a LPDP scholarship, and yeah, so I got accepted in 2023, start school in September, and then now I'm still pursuing my my master in human rights, and yeah, so this was in 2023. It's been fun so far, mostly. But yeah, of course, like other than that, other than like how English can open your space to also try out these different things, but I think for me, all of these different opportunities also give me the room to travel to different part of the world to see all the beauty in the world. So that's also rewarding. Like I think that's also kind of like what was the process with learning from One Direction. Like you understand more and more, and then you start to be happy about it. And this is also kind of like with English. I think it's also, without doubt, giving me the opportunity to be able to travel to the part of the world where I never thought that I would see or have the opportunity to see. So yeah, that was very fun and interesting. And yeah, but of course, like I mean, those stories are like all of the fun, successful type of story, but behind that, of course, there are stories that is not successful. I mean, this is just a view, but I got lots of like rejection to lots of moment when like you apply for something or you try out something, it doesn't work out. But I think that is something that should be expected, and that like for example, like this is like one of the application. I also applied for Mover, for example, and I didn't get accepted. I applied for IFS in high school. This is also like exchange program at that time. Didn't work out. And then bunch of other things like yeah, currently I'm also like trying to apply for internship, haven't heard back. So what I'm trying to say is, despite of all of that like nice successful stories, there's also gonna be a failures that you have. You're probably gonna apply for something and you don't get accepted, or you're probably gonna have gonna get invited for like certain talk or something like that, and then maybe you feel like, oh, I wasn't doing a very good job, or I wasn't or maybe you talk to someone and you feel like, oh, I wasn't be able to explain myself clearly or something like that. There's always going to be a moment where it doesn't feel as nice or as good as the others, but I think that is to be expected. And it's totally okay to feel upset about it, to feel sad about it. But I think what's important is, like in every single failure, there's gonna be a moment when it's gonna be a yes. So any no's that you get, just take it as, that just part of life. Sometimes we get no's, but there's always going to be a moment when you will be able to get yes. So if you're not getting your yes yet, the only thing that can push you to get the yes is to keep trying. So I think that's it. So that's how I started. It started from One Direction, this 5-person boy band, and then it started become 4 at some point. And then it goes from point A to point B to point C to point D, and to know all the other things. So it's not just gonna be like one exact moment that you're gonna build your whole life around it, or like one exact moment that gonna make you be able to speak English or any other language that you're trying to learn. But it's all different momentum, or all the different moment that you have in life. Like it's so, just remember, in whatever you're starting, it's not gonna be where you end. Like if I just think that like, oh, I'm just gonna start with learning English because of One Direction and that's it, like I feel like I would not be in where I am right now. But that specific moment in middle school, that leads me into different thing, and which is leads me into try another thing, and then try another thing, and then try another thing. So try to build your momentum in a way that just remember that this is not gonna be forever. This is not wherever you are right now. It's not gonna be the position that you will stay forever, whether it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing. You're not gonna be in that position forever. So always try to look up for like what's gonna come next. And yeah, I think that's all for me. I leave my email here if you guys if there's anything else that you wanted to chat more about or ask me about, or maybe you're applying for school, or I don't know, if you're interested in human rights too and wanted to discuss more about it, I'm always open. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much. I think I take way too much time, but I would love to also hear about you guys, or you guys own experience, or if you want to share something, or if you want to ask me a question, that would be great too. But I think I'll give it back to Wahida.
Okay, Kak Alda, thank you so much. That was so great experience, and you start from your first efforts, and thank you so much for sharing that. And everyone, so before I give you time to ask, uh, please can you answer my simple question as a game? Can you please open the chat box and be ready to answer my question? It's just a simple question. Please, if you heard about Galda's story, you must know the answer. So this is the question. Be ready. Open the chat box and be ready to type it. Type the answer. The question is, what year Kalda shares about One Direction? What year Kalda shares mention about One Direction? So please answer, everyone. Okay. Okay, easy, yeah. Thank you. Okay, good job. 2011. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. So I think everyone is enjoy your experience, Kalda. Thank you so much. So please, any question if you want to ask, just raise your hand. Okay, thank you, Kak. If you want something to ask, Kalda have shared everything. Kasiana, thank you. Time is yours, Kasiana. If you want to ask, please.
Thank you very much, Kak Wahidatu. Thank you so much also, Kak Alda, for sharing your great experiences and also your life lesson. Thank you very much. I would love to ask some questions because regarding of your story life, that you ever face some failures that might people do not see, because you actually have beside of your failures, but also you have a lot of success that my people know only about your success, right? So I just want to know more because I ever also have in the same position, right? Like I have same got failures for applying some scholarship. Just mention if you know Wesley Academic Fellowship, I actually just had berhasil lamar program itu dan di percobaan kelima. But at that time I have to choose between my program pendidikan profesi guru and that kind of program. So at that moment I didn't go to US because of my PPG. So my kesempatan itu diberikan kepada teman lain. So at that moment I ever think like it's not important for me to just strive again because yeah at that time kayak sudah berusaha, but at the time saya harus memilih. But the thing that I would like to ask to you, Kak Alda, when you just face some failures yang mungkin bertubi-tubi, how you try to encourage yourself to, okay, I think there is a good thing that I will achieve in the future yang mungkin belum saatnya sekarang. Bagaimana kakak mengumpulkan semuanya itu supaya bisa punya pola pikir seperti itu dan you can start again dari zero mungkin atau ya seperti itu. Thank you Kak.
Thank you, Sienna, for the question, and congratulations for the wisely. I think that is also a very good program. I have heard about it too. I have a friend who also I think one of the alumni, and so sorry that you have to make that decision between choosing the one or the other. But yeah, I think I've also got lots of failures. I remember in high school, again, I applied for IFS. And at that point, I got accepted until like the national level, which I think like, oh, this is great. Like, I'm definitely gonna go. And then I got another email saying that like I wasn't qualified for like, I don't know, some like administrative reason. And I was very upset about it that time. But I think for me that one specific unsuccessful moment was a very good learning point for me, because I think from there I learned that like when you apply for something, or like when you try to put yourself in that kind of situation, it's not always gonna go great, which is but that's fine too. And I think everyone's have like different process of like processing this sexual moment. And I think for me, like usually I would give time for myself to process the whole situation too. And it can be on all different things. It can be like you can be crying about it, or maybe you wanted to tell a friend about it, or maybe you want to call someone and just like complaining about the situation. But whatever that is, I think it's always great to give you the opportunity to really express how you're feeling about that situation, whether it's sad, whether it's like maybe sometimes you're not even like, oh, actually I'm fine, or something like that. But whatever that is, I think give you a space to say whatever you wanted to say about the entire situation. You can do it with other people. Sometimes you can do it with yourself too. You can write it, or you can just like have a conversation with yourself. I love crying. It's just such a good way, I think, to process emotion. So yeah, I think at that time specifically, I cried about it. I talked to a friend about it. But yeah, after that, I realized that like, okay, but that also mean that first, I already have the experience on applying. So I think that always very helpful, because like usually with things like this, like they have like certain pattern, because like, there are going to be questions like, oh, tell us about yourself, or like, oh, what makes you suitable for the program, for example. I think for me, I also realized that, okay, but now I already have the experience of like applying for things like this. So when I see like other opportunities that is kind of similar, I think that's also give me confidence that like, okay, I'm already familiar with this. So after you process all of this emotion, I think, or at least for me, I realized that unsuccessful moment is maybe half unsuccessful result, but throughout the process, it's also give me something else. So I don't like, when you are even when you are unsuccessful, technically you also gain something out of it, because at least now you have the experience of applying for something like that. Or even if you are like, manage to get an interview, for example, like that's also you gain something out of that, because then you have the opportunity to have an interview first of all, and also to practice your speaking ability. Or maybe in that process you get to speak to other people that you probably wouldn't have the chance to if you're not participating in that program. So I think um it's always good to like have the space to be able to processing what have happened, and then how you feel about it. But it's also good to remember that even when you feel like you have lost, you probably also not completely lost, because you probably still gonna be able to gain something out of it. As cheesy as it sounds, but I think that's kind of the mindset that I try to have. I remember when I graduated, and then I started looking for a job. Oh my God, I don't even remember how many jobs I applied at that moment. Sometimes you don't even hear from them, or like you did a bunch of interviews and then you don't hear back or something like that. But I think the more and more you're applying for things like this or any kind of opportunities, I think also your own self kind of get used to it. Like, I know that's not gonna be my first, like, it is not my first no, and I know it's not gonna be my last no. There's gonna be so much more no in the future, but there's also gonna be more yes in the future. So I think what works for me is I'm trying to keep that mindset that maybe you're just not suitable for this position, or maybe even for yourself. Like, I think that can be very frustrating too, because like at that moment, like, you already got accepted, right? And then like and then something had happened, and then you were not able to go, which again, I think that's also uh another thing that I think sometimes we can put all of our efforts in one thing, but that doesn't guarantee that it's gonna the results gonna be in our favor. There are some things that is out of our control, but again, that's okay, because I believe that there's always something that you gain out of that experience, and that also mean, I think it's also a good way to see that, like, sometimes we see other people, for example, and they're not, like, they're applying for something and they're not successful. I think that's also good to know that, like, it doesn't mean that they're not putting effort or they're not work as hard as people who have a successful result, but it just means that there are some things that is like out of our control. But again, you gain something out of it, even when you fail. So what the only way to go back from there is just to keep trying for more and more stuff. Yeah, I hope that's helpful. But yeah, it's totally fine to be sad about it. Like, don't be embarrassed about, like, being upset about failing or things like that, because you deserve to be upset. Like, if you want to cry about it, go cry about it. Crying is good sometimes. But yeah, if anyone else have question, I would love to hear about it. I think I saw some other hands before. Anyone else wants to ask?
Please, everyone, just raise your hand and ask. I listen to Kak Alda words, and every word that you say, Kak Alda, it's really makes me calm.
Oh,
And then
thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm not very good at words sometimes, especially like motivational word. I feel like I don't know. But thank you. I'm glad that, like, it helped.
don't mention it, Kak. And then semangat juga Kak Siena, all of us now is trying and still keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, I read it somewhere that someone was saying it's okay, or like crying standing up or something like that, but it just meant that, like, even if you're crying doing it, like, that's fine too, or something like that. I think I saw some other hands. Sorry, I think I interrupted in the middle.
Okay,
This
please.
one, yes, please.
So hi, thank you very much. That's really like impressive presentation from you all then. And I just want to know about, like, maybe this is like the specific things about, like, I do believe in our media success thing, that sometimes, like, they are essentially we call it unsuccessful. And I want to know like, how do you accept and like overcome the unsuccessful to keep moving forward? And the next question that I want to know is, like, how do you balance your personal and own professional life to achieve your success? Because, like, I know, like, during your university students in Nusa Tenggara, that's really like good equal and between like personal and personal life. So I want to know that one. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think like I said before, like the good thing about like having quote unquote unsuccessful experience or unsuccessful application is it also like built your mentality in terms of like at some point you're just not that you're used to it, of course, like it's still sad and sometimes it still suck to have people say no to something, but I think like the more and more you have this unsuccessful moment, you realize that that doesn't define me and that doesn't like say anything personal about me. I'm just not suitable for that specific position or like that specific program or that a specific moment, you know. It's kind of like a matchmaking situation. Like it's not because I'm not like I'm a bad person, or it's not because like you know, I'm not good enough for something like that. It's just I'm not suitable for that specific position. And again, I think I try to tell myself that like you know, I gain something out of it anyway. Like for instance, like when I apply for a job, for instance, like at least like I learn how to make cover letter, or like, you know, at least like I get to update my resume because I'm doing that. So at least like, you know, out of that, like there are something that usually you still gain out of it. So that is just like kind of the mindset that I try to keep in order to be able to stay positive. But again, like in the beginning, it's always okay to feel sad about it, or like, you know, be upset about it or mad about it sometimes, because maybe sometimes you're like, this doesn't make any sense if when you say that I'm not suitable, because I'm practically this all everything that they say in the website, that's me. Like maybe you feel like that, um which is sometimes it's true, sometimes I don't know. I think those judging moments sometimes can also be tricky, and maybe they have like factors that you don't know or something like that. But I think again, what I try to always to keep in mind is I mean, I get something out of it anyway, and I know that that's not going to be my last unsuccessful moment. So, you know, you just kind of, I don't know, not that you used to it per se, but I think you become a stronger person too, if that's not too cheesy to receive this no, and you don't take it too personal. Like you don't take it as like, oh, this is mean that this is define me as this, or this is define me as that. Like those words, they're just a, like, you know, it's just a no. Like it's nothing personal against you or who you are. But yeah, I think that's what the kind of mindset that I try to keep. And then another thing, um I think, I don't know, I think I like the question about like keeping your like personal life and then your, I don't know, I guess like professional career. I think they kind of go both hand in hand in terms of like um I think it's always good to also give yourself time to do something that you like. And if the something that you like happens to be a similar thing with what you're doing, for example, um, like I I mean, I think most people like to travel. So like, you know, if this all of these different things also give you the opportunity to travel, I think that's also like an additional um motivation to have, or like additional rewards to have. Like, okay, I want to apply for this, of course, for all of these different reasons. Like, you know, maybe you're wanting to apply for studying abroad or something like that, and maybe like, you know, of course mostly it's probably for the education, but in addition to that, you also get to see this country, or you also get to travel this place and that place. And I think um those can be like an additional motivation for you. So I think to answer your question about like how to balance it, I mean, so far I don't really see a like complicated problem between balancing the two, because I think they also goes hand in hand together. Like you know, because you also talk about those stuff with like the people that that's in your life. So I think that also like just go both hand in hand. Like you apply for something, and then you also need people in your personal life to like, you know, talking about that thing. Or like again, maybe you have a successful moment, then the people in your life is also a very good supporting system for you to be able to go through it. So I think just combine the two is always nice, which is mean that like, you know, it's always good to have a support system that also actually care about you and want to hear about your story. I think sometimes there are people who's like they don't really talk to their friends about the things that they're applying or like the things that are like happening in their professional life, which is okay. But I think it is very, very helpful, at least for me, to have the kind of friends that I'm not embarrassed about talking about this thing, or at least they don't make me feel embarrassed, or they don't make me feel guilty about talking about the things that I like or what's happening in our life. So yeah, find the people that you can share it with, and I think that just, you know, goes together, one hand in hand. Yeah, I hope that's helpful. I don't think that I was being very clear, but
Yeah.
I hope
Thank you
that's
so much,
helpful.
Alda.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, is there any other question, or if anyone want to share their own thoughts about dealing with you know, unsuccessful moment or failure or anything like that, I also would love to hear.
Kak Alda, maybe before others, I want to ask you.
Okay.
So I want to know what is your favorite place there and why you
Oh,
love that place.
good question. So now currently I'm in New York. And I think my favorite place, there's this park. It's called the Battery Park. It's like it's by the Hudson River, I believe. But it's just a nice place to see like the New York skyline. And you know, during sunny day, it's also pretty, people like usually go for a run there. And at night, usually it's pretty there's not that many people in there, which is I think something that is you don't find very often in New York. So yeah, I would say Battery Park. Wait, I can show pictures while we're waiting for people to answer question. Oh, okay. Hopefully I can share. Oh. Okay. Yeah, no, this is just from Google. But yeah, Battery Park. It's just like a park by the river, and you get to see the skyline and the Statue of Liberty too. So that was pretty nice. Yeah.
Thank you. We have
Thank you.
traveled, guys. Thank you. Anyone, please, if you have question, just ask because this is your opportunity. Don't be hesitate to speak. You can mix Indonesian English, please. Anyone? We have more than 1 hour. Wow. Okay, maybe everyone. Okay, Kayobe, please.
Okay, thanks, Kak Alda, for sharing your best experience. It can be motivate us to learn English more hard in order to we can like got scholarship, study at overseas, or maybe we can traveling anywhere we want. And my question is, in your opinion or your point of view, what is the best weakness of all the English learners? In your opinion, the best weakness, the big weakness of English learners.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Yobe. Yeah, I mean, I think I think it would be that sometimes it can be scary to practice and to especially with speaking, because it's such a I think nerve-wracking situation, especially like, you know, when it's like very spontaneous, or like you're asked to say something in a situation where maybe you're not prepared for it. And I think sometimes we also have a like we are in a circle, or like a friend group, or like, you know, a situation where maybe people are not being very supportive over you trying to speak English, or like, you know, sometimes people would like even make fun of other people who's trying to speak English, like, oh, like, you know, that's not good, or that's wrong, or something like that. And that can be upsetting, and you know, can be very discouraging. But yeah, I think one of the biggest challenge is to be brave enough to put yourself up there, and you know, allow yourself to make mistakes. I think sometimes we're being very perfectionist about our own self, that we're so scared of making mistake that we would rather not doing anything at all, rather than like, you know, making mistakes. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest challenge, and I think that happened to me as well, like in the beginning, because I was just learning by myself, so it was just like, it was okay, it was nice, it was fine, like, you know, nobody there to judge me. But then when you are in a position when like you have to speak it to the public, like that can be very nerve-wracking. So I think with that, like, it is important to allow yourself to make mistakes and to be okay with that. Like, you're not always have to be right, and you're not always have to you know, get it right in the first place, or again, be successful, quote unquote, in the first place. But yeah, just leave yourself some space to also make mistakes, because then you can learn from that mistakes. Yeah, I think that's for me.
Okay, thank you. Kak Alda.
Thank you. Okay, if there's anyone else.
All right, can I ask something?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
please.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not turn on my video. Okay. So actually, I just joined the Zoom. It's too late, but before I hear about Calda just going to Columbia University, and then I'm just curious about the curriculum maybe in there, and then I know like we're in the Indonesians, and then we have the different curriculum and everything, and then it means that we have to start to learn from the basic one, and then to adapt it with all the people in there, and then in the class how we take control of the things. Yes, based on Kak Alda experience in there.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it was a very it was a lot of adjustment, especially in the beginning. And I remember I was kind of nervous too when I first got here. Especially like you know, I come from Kupang, very small city. Maybe not so small, but like pretty small. And I did my undergrad in Universitas Nusa Cendana. So, you know, pretty small university too. Or I guess if you're thinking about it in entity scale, it's not that small. But you know, when like you think about like nationally, it's not the biggest university in Indonesia. So I think it's quite lots of adjustment and new things, like you said, in terms of like the curriculum, and then the materials. I also, like, previously I did my undergrad in psychology, and now I'm doing human rights. So, you know, two completely different field as well. So yeah, it's a lot of adjustment, but I think like I said before to your big question, not just like in learning English, but I think in everything else too, it is also important to allow yourself to make mistakes like that. So I think in the first few months, I tried to like try different things, or try different classes, you know, allow myself to ask question in those classes too. And sometimes, like, you know, a very basic question that's like, if I really rethink about it, I feel like, I was kind of worried, like, should I ask this question? Because it seems like it's, I don't know, it's very basic, like I shouldn't be asking that question. But again, like it is okay to give yourself the opportunity to make mistakes. And of course, like in a social setting, I think it's also very, very different. Like you said, it's a completely different culture. You meet people who coming from like different countries. You know, like some of them, like their first language is English, some of them like their first language is not English. So I think what was very helpful for me at that time too is beside, like, you know, allow yourself to like making those mistakes, so then you are able to put yourself in a situation that maybe not comfortable for you, but then you get to try it out. I think it's also helpful to like kind of be prepared for it. So I remember like before get to the US, I was talking to like some friends who also like maybe previously have been to the US, or like maybe have previously attended. I know one person at that time who also attending Colombia at that time. So I asked them a lot about like what how's the situation, like what's the curriculum is like, or they goes to different program, but like, you know, like how is the learning process in there, was it like nerve-wracking, blah blah blah. But I think those conversations also help you to be more mentally prepared. But you know, despite all the preparation, of course there's gonna be things that like shock you, or like you know, maybe you have to have some adjustment towards it and things like that. But yeah, again, like I think it's always nice to like come with such an open mind that you're here also to enjoy new things. So that means that like new things, sometimes that can be something that is uncomfortable, but try to put yourself in that situation where maybe you're not comfortable in the beginning, but you know, it's I think at some point you start to adjust to it. And then yeah, I think um human being are also very resilient being, that like most of the time we are very good at like adjusting with the situation that we have and the environment that we have. So also trust yourself that, you know, you'll be able to make that changes and adjust with the situation. And yeah, I think yeah, that was my experience adjusting.
Thank you so much, Kak.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your question, and thanks to for Kak Alda for answer and sharing. Maybe guys, everyone, I have a question too. Please, if you want to answer, you can write down and type in the chat box, or you can raise your hand to share about, guys, about your opinion by listening, by uh, listening to the Kalda stories and Kalda experience. What do you think? And what is your opinion about all of the experiences of Kalda? You can type in a chat box, or you can share too by unmute the mic. What do you think about the story, the experiences of Kalda? You can type, and if you want to speak, just raise your hand. Anyone? Okay, that's from Kak Febriani. That's awesome. And God bless you, Kak Alda. Thank you, Kak. Thank you so much. others want to share about?
I have last question for Alda, yeah.
Oh, okay, Kada.
What I see, what I see from your presentation, that while you were in university, you already write a paper, but I think that being guided by your lecture, which I think are well known in psychology research in Indonesia, yeah. What do you think about, or can you give us views about the what is it, the importance of writing while we are at the university to enter, for example, university in US, yeah, because I think that everyone wants to apply for the scholarship, but maybe don't know what they need to do, yeah, especially in writing. Please, Alda, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think writing, especially like in any type of forms, like whether you're writing an articles or whether you're writing a proposal or a research article, like I think that especially like if you want to continuing with master, I think that is very good exercise to have, both for like in preparation for the school, but also like to build your own portfolio. Because the good thing about writing is like you can showcase that to someone else's. So like if you write an article, you can just add the link into your resume, for example, or you can just if you have a conversation with someone, you can just show them like, oh, this is like the pieces that I've write before. So yeah, I think it's very helpful both in build your writing skills and also of course build your own knowledge in that specific topic. And the good thing is like sometimes you don't even have to write about the things that you are an expert on. Like I think in some of this research it was also like the first time for me to hear about that specific topic or like that specific focus. But the good thing about writing is because you have to search about it. You have to like, if you don't know about it, then you have to learn about it. I think that also gives you the opportunity to learn about that topic. So again, like it's already built your skills in writing. Second, it's also built your knowledge in that specific topic that you're writing about, even when maybe that's something that's like you're not used to. And then I think third, it's also built your own professional portfolio, and it's something that you can showcase to other people. You can easily add your resume, and I think it's really, for me, like I think it's really also play an important part, especially in college admission. Because they wanted to see that, like for example, like if you're going to like social studies type of major, I think it's good to see that like you're not just good in like organizing social movement, for example, or you're not just good in like being a leader, but you're also good in like documenting the whole process of it and then write a report about it. Because I think writing articles, things like that, is not just showcase that you have the knowledge for that topic, but it also showcase like your own point of view of that topic. So you're not just like, of course, you're not just corporate like what already been known, or like, what our other people are saying about that topic, but also like your point of view. So I think especially in a situation, especially when you're applying for master or even PhD, I think especially PhD, if you wanted to do your PhD, I think it is very important to have good writing skills. And in order to showcase that you have that ability to write, then you need to have the proof for it. And like, all of these articles that you write, or like, this publication that you have written before, can be that proof for whatever things that you're applying. And even if you're not planning on like applying into academic setting, I think even in like a program that is like more practitioner base, I think it's also very good. And I think in a job application, that is also very good, because I think in whatever job that you're doing, there's gonna be some writing part that is required out of that job, whether it's gonna be writing a proposal or writing a report for certain things, or even just like as simple as writing emails or something like that. But I think it's a very transferable and good skills to have. And like when you have a proof to showcase your ability, then that's even make it even better.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Again, agree. Like you said, yeah, if you're a scholarship hunter, it is very good to like if you can showcase your writing portfolio. Thank you for all the such a kind words in the chat box, by the way. That is very nice to hear.
Okay, I think enough yeah guys, because times now in Sorong is 7:40 p.m. and maybe in I don't know in Calda what time is it
In
now?
New York now it's 6:40 a.m.
Oh, 6:40. Okay. Okay, guys. For the last, I said thank you so much for joining this event with Kalda in Clubbing 5 of the event from Beasiswa Timur. And I have some notes from Kalda Kalda experiences. Like if you want to enhance your English skill, so just practice it, do it every day, and you have to know what you enjoy because things that you enjoy will help you to enhance your English skill. And don't forget to start everything by using English. It will help so much. And then the last word and motivation that Calda said, like, don't worry about the mistakes because when you allow yourself with that mistake, it will help you because you can learn more and more. So, guys, thank you so much for joining this event. Thank you so much, Calda, because you have shared many things, not only about your experience, but your motivation too. And everyone, please don't forget to share shares about Beasiswa Timur events. Don't forget to share it in share this event in your Instagram, and don't forget to tag Beasiswa Timur. And don't forget to in Facebook, Beasiswa Timur has so much information that has shared every day, so you can share it to others too, your friends, so we can maybe we have to try some scholarship more because there are so much information. And for scholarship hunter like me too, keep going, guys. Thank you so much. So before we close this event, I want one of you, maybe Kak Kasiena, can you please lead us to make some style to take a picture together before we close this meeting?
Okay, thank you so much, Kak. I'm so sorry I cannot open my camera right now. I'm so sorry, but I can lead for everyone here for the photo session. Please give some side love itu di depan muka atau dimanapun itu di pinggir seperti yang Kak ada di atas kepala Kak di samping. Ya. Oke, I will count 1, 2, 3.
Oke, sudah saya bantu foto ya.
Siap, Kak.
Tidak rasa ya Kak Dayu. Oke, thank you everyone. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih banyak Alda, teman-teman. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Alda.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you everyone. Have a good night.
Good night, Kak.
Good night.
Bye.
Terima kasih banyak semuanya. Alda semoga lancar kuliahnya. Yang lain boleh meninggalkan Zoom meeting ya, silakan. Terima kasih.
Desmond, thank you for connecting us with Kak Alda.
Iya, terima kasih banyak ya.
Thank you for everything, Kak.
Ya. Ida malah tidak ada. Ya, gak apa-apa. Eh, Ida dan Sinartika ya, suruh gabung ya. Nah, Cica ya, saya kasih tahu Ida ya sekarang ya. Ya, Cica bagaimana? Cica. Sinyalnya hilang-hilang nih Cica nih. Cica. Halo Cica. Halo, halo Cica. Oke, Ida. Halo, halo. Kita cepat ya. Sambil nunggu. Ya, ini sambil nunggu. Langsung evaluasi aja Cica, silakan. Biar cepat. Cica nggak
Oh,
kedengaran.
oh ya. Baru saja. Kak Ida, Ida terima kasih banyak. Applause buat hari ini, keren-keren. Sangat apa ya? Go with the flow gitu dan sangat cair. Terus ada.
Using English. We are
Oh,
trying to
oke.
speak in English. Sorry.
Oke.
I'm so sorry ya. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Ida, thank you so much for your effort for this clubbing 5 because you lead the meeting so like smooth and you try your best to using English and you go with the flow and you add
Aduh, sinyal. Ada sinyal.
like
Ya.
question
Cica.
and even promote Beasiswa Timur, which when in the last month the Beasiswa Timur. Aman kak, saya ini off cam sudah.
Ya, silakan off cam aja.
Halo teman-teman.
Ya, dengar. Please, Cica, please. Halo, Cica. Oh, okay. I think that Cica has a trouble with the signal, so I think that's okay. I really want to appreciate Ida and Ika to help us organize the event. Because we just only have 10 minutes, as I told you. I think that could you give us what you guys think about what is already good in our meeting? Apa yang sudah bagus tadi? Do you want to give an opinion about that? Tika or Ida?
For me, what is the others help, like when I forget something and I don't know what to do, the others, Kadayu and Kak Cica, chat me and remind me for something.
Baik, so backup ya. You got backup from us.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Is there anything left for Tika? What do you think, Tika, about the event? What is already good?
Ya, for me, untuk on time pertama ya Kak. Bagus karena sudah mulai tepat waktu.
Oh,
Soalnya tadi saya joinnya agak terlambat. Ya, itu the first thing yang harus dipertahankan karena biasanya orang-orang agak lengah dengan kegiatan online yang pastinya kayak nunggu partisipan dulu, lalu akhirnya molor gitu ya. Ya, untuk talk about time, kira-kira estimasi untuk Zoom itu berapa lama Kak, kalau misalnya kayak online meeting ini?
okay, that's a very good question ya. Jadi I got the point that we are running on time and that's good. And the second time will be Tika want to know about how long the duration. Maybe 1.5 hour it takes too long I think Maybe what do you think,
Yeah, I
Tika?
think 1.5 hour is still normal
Okay.
Kak, kayak ya itu udah maximum time gitu, kayak the minimum will be good kalau 1 hour gitu. Ya karena
Ya.
itu bisa dilihat dari partisipannya yang mulai menurun.
Berkurang.
Kayak sudah di
Ya.
akhir-akhir pasti mulai berkurang gitu Kak.
Menurut. Baik, ini masukan bagus ya. Jadi kalau saya lihat juga 1,5 jam kayaknya kelamaan ya. Jadi 1 jam nanti kita akan bikin aturan. Jadi nanti hostnya tahu, semua tahu. Jadi speaker cuma punya waktu 30 menit paling banyak. Ya, so he's going to deliver speech for only about 30 minutes. Jadi sebelum itu mungkin kita kenalan-kenalan. Jadi on time langsung berikan kepada speaker ya. Nah, nanti dia punya waktu 30 menit. Jadi dengan begitu mungkin jadi lebih cair ya. Lebih mantap, lebih tidak lama. Ngabisin kuota juga ya.
Yeah, maybe because it feels like longer because we just hearing from the
Ya.
speaker, not less conversation gitu Kak.
Ya,
Kalau misalnya there's a conversation or like discussion, maybe it's just like tidak terasa gitu Kak.
iya,
Ya,
iya.
ya.
So I think like this ya. From what I see, the speaker is really like to talk. Yeah. So I think that we need to make a procedure. So the speaker will talk only 30 minutes, and after that, maybe we divide into a group. For example, breakout room. Then we discuss. Then move out into a general room, and we can talk to each other ya. Jadi biar ada ruang untuk bicara masing-masing. Mungkin gitu ya. Ada lagi
Yeah, maybe
ide?
maybe another
Yeah.
suggestion Kak, maybe it would be better kalau we have like a rundown. So like for example, we start at 4 p.m. and like 4 until 5 p.m. we just give like an introduction, and then the next 6 to 10 we have like introduction from the speaker, and then the next like 15 minutes we have the speaker presentation, and the next is the discussion, which is the moderator can like prepare like some topics or some list of questions that it can cause like a backup if the participants don't like give the speaker questions. Yeah, so there's no like a gap kayak menunggu orang untuk menanya begitu Kak. Jadi moderator dari kita tim kita itu sudah kayak menyiapkan list questions or like topics to interact with the speakers gitu Kak. Jadi itu kayak backup saja, kayak kayak anggap saja ada yang bertanya gitu Kak, biar tetap aktif ruangnya dan waktunya tidak terlihat lebih panjang gitu. And maybe it's for me.
Thank you banget, Tika ya. So I got that we need to have some kind of rundown, and also maybe before we run a class, we have like briefing before the team, so we will know what we need to do and also back up each other ya, especially to remind someone maybe forget. Ada lagi? Ini bagus sekali catatannya. Ada lagi?
Maybe the last one Kak, kayak I looks like good at manage this one, but kalau misalnya saya jadi moderator pun kayak pasti akan kayak masih gugup dan lain-lain. Jadi mungkin kalau kita jadi moderator atau mungkin Kak Ida dan saya dan teman-teman lain bisa kita kayak diskusikan dengan Kak Dayu dan Kak Cica dan tim untuk kayak kita buat skrip gitu Kak. Kita buat
Oh,
skrip, nah
boleh.
itu kan bisa membantu Kak. Jadi kita bisa latihan dulu, jadi kelihatannya kayak lebih smooth lagi. Tadi Kak Ida sudah bagus, tapi masih kayak kelihatan mikir-mikir, jadi kayak kurang persiapan. Nah kalau dengan skrip bisa membantu gitu Kak. Kan tidak ada
Boleh.
yang tahu kalau misalnya kita baca atau kita, oh
Ya.
ya begitu.
Ternyata skripnya di depan tidak ada yang tahu ya. Boleh, boleh, boleh. Ya, saya pikir boleh sekali. Jadi ini ide bagus. Jadi I really want to share about that ya, especially how to run or moderating an event ya. If you guys really want to know about that, me and Cica very pleased to share about our experience. It doesn't mean that we are better than you guys, but it's just only an experience ya. Jadi nanti juga pasti lama-lama biasa. Tapi poinnya saya dapat tadi ada rundown, terus kita perlu briefing sebelumnya, minimal briefing sebelumnya ya, supaya nanti ini gitu ya, bisa saling backup. Ada lagi secara umum menurut saya sudah bisa dibawakan, dapat jam terbang ya, bagus sekali.
But Kak Dayu, Kak Cica, and Kak Cica, I don't know when the speaker shares more than the time. I mean, like I am as the moderator, I don't know what to do. Like, do I have to stop it or like what?
Oh yeah. If this is my tips, if you are the moderator, for example, okay, Katika, you have the time is yours, but you have only 30 minutes, and I'm really sorry if I remind you ya. Nah,
Ya,
itu
kalau
kayak gitu.
misalnya kayak dia lagi ngomong, bisa kita kirim di chat saja Kak. Pasti muncul kan dia
Ya.
lihat juga. Oh ya ada reminder. Itu it's good Kak. Dimanapun pasti orang akan, karena kalau mereka suka ngomong tuh kan kayak kadang lupa soal waktu. Kasihkan
Iya.
oh ya.
Dan di awal bisa
Ya.
begitu ya, Da. Jadi misalkan nanti saya berikan ini ya, silakan Kak, tapi waktunya 30 menit ya. Izin nanti saya kasih, saya chat
Ya.
kalau
Ya.
saya chat nanti kalau waktunya ya Kak. Nanti dia akan ketawa-ketawa. Oh iya. Gitu Da.
Oh,
Jadi nggak apa-apa
okay.
ya.
Thank you. Oke, sip.
Oke. Ada lagi
Halo.
teman-teman? Ya, Cica.
I'm sorry for the trouble. Apa tadi Kak? Trouble internet connection. So, actually, for Beasiswa Timur, we've already make our rundown, including included in the term of reference, and every narasumber we send it before the di saat kita tektokan itu pasti kita selalu kirim tornya yang berisi rundown. Gitu juga saya kirimkan ke moderator. Cuman maybe because itu ya tadi Kak, saya lihat our last three kegiatan kemarin ini speakernya yang talk active. Nah mungkin itu tadi ya masukan dari memang materinya it's insightful dan penting semua, cuman ya mungkin itu ya sudah diingatkan lewat rundown, lewat ini tour juga, tapi maybe because ya itu kelepasan. Mungkin itu ya betul tadi masukan dari teman-teman bahwa kita harus bukan cut sih, kayak kasih reminder bahwa waktunya cuman segini. Tapi saya apresiasi teman-teman berdua karena sudah membawa kelas hari ini dengan baik, terus kemudian sudah melihat apa saja kekurangannya, sehingga mungkin kita bisa mulai di kelas Duolingo besok karena kan page-nya sama.
Ya.
Memang
saya pikir iya Cica, silakan. Maaf.
Ya Kak, jadi memang narasumbernya sudah bilang 30 menit nanti dia kasih materi, 30 menit itu tanya-tanya dan latihan soal, 1 jam. Itu dari narasumber yang Duolingo. Jadi mungkin tetap besok kita mulai apply di situ. Maksudnya tetap kita mulai praktekkan nanti bagaimana kita kasih reminder ke narasumber. Itu aja sih Kak, mungkin dari saya. Terima kasih banyak.
Teman-teman, kalau buat saya, ya gimana?
I forget the feedback form.
Sudah, Tika udah kirim.
Oh, sudah?
Aman.
Ya, sudah
Aman.
aman.
Wow,
Ya.
saya baru ingat.
Jadi
Thank you.
teman-teman nanti gini, jadikan ini ruang belajar. Nah, biasanya kalau pembicaranya aktif, moderatornya juga harus mengimbangi. Tapi kan kita sama-sama belajar ya. Jadi di sini adalah ruang boleh belum tepat itu boleh, malah boleh karena harus coba. Itu yang pertama ya teman-teman. Jadi nanti kita perbaiki. Yang kedua, kalau lihat tadi itu si Alda mengingatkan kita bahwa kita harus punya karya tulis portofolio ya. Nah, karena saya mendampingi banyak teman-teman yang menulis paper, kirim ke jurnal gitu ya. Kalau nanti Tika mau, Kak saya juga mau menulis nih, bagaimana caranya? Mau kolaborasi dengan saya boleh. Ya Tika ya. Cica juga, Ida juga, begitu ya teman-teman.
Tunjuk kakak
Singkat
saya yang
cerita.
belum ini.
Iya itu harus ada di CV ya teman-teman. Tadi sudah
Iya,
lihat
Kak.
kan? Wajib ada di CV. Nah, jadi mau ke Amerika, mau ke Australia, nanti kalau Tika tembus ELTA ditanya-tanya repot nanti. Kapan pengumuman? Udah itu aja. Tika, kapan pengumuman, Tika?
Belum cek lagi, Kak. Nanti baru saya cek.
Ya, jadi teman-teman itu ya, kalau nanti mau penelitian, apa saja sederhana, mau butuh teman cerita, diskusi, saya bersedia dampingi. Jadi ini ada 2 paper masuk Sinta 2, ya ada satu lagi mau masuk Sinta 1. Itu jadi biar teman-teman ada portofolio. Itu ya teman-teman ya. Ada lagi Cica? Sudah jam 8 soalnya. Cica ada lagi?
Kak, mungkin
Lele.
sambil menunggu Kak Cica, saya baru
Ya,
ingat
gimana
satu
Tika?
lagi mungkin tadi yang mengenai rundown, itu mungkin kita bisa sampaikan di awal bahwa kegiatan hari ini akan ada part apa seperti itu Kak, introduction, terus discussion, lalu yang terakhir mungkin ada closing, ada bagian-bagian itu, biar kayak orang-orang tidak meninggalkan ruangan di pertengahan supaya mereka kayak tidak ketinggalan informasi seperti link feedback atau lain-lain di akhir gitu Kak.
Iya,
Itu mungkin itu yang
terima kasih
terakhir.
banyak.
Terima kasih.
Makasih banyak Tika. Nanti kalau begitu sarannya kita pakai, kita bikin kelas sharing bagaimana memoderatori dan atau memfasilitasi ya. Jadi kita bisa saling mengingatkan ya. Baik. Ada lagi teman-teman?
Kalau ada briefing sama kayak moderator, bisa kita juga diajak toh Kak, tim relawan. Begitu biar tidak sendiri-sendiri. Kayak misalnya Kak Ida saja moderator, latihan, kita juga ikut Kak, biar sambil belajar.
Iya, nanti gini, kelas-kelas memoderasi dan fasilitasi dibuka untuk semua relawan yang mau ikut, ayo.
Siap.
Ya, ya. Saya nanti pakai buku, ini ada satu buku yang tokoh ini adalah pengajar muda dan ngajar banyak guru. Namanya Victor, Pak Victor. Saya lupa namanya siapa. Tapi ada 2 buku yang menarik. Gitu ya teman-teman ya, ada lagi? Cica, ada lagi Cica? Kayaknya tidak ada ya, mungkin sinyal. Ida ada lagi?
Enough, Kak.
Oke.
Pas Kakak, pas.
Cica, pas ya. Tika, ada? Belum
Pas
ada?
Kak.
Baik. Baik, teman-teman, ini ya, kita saling mendoakan. Ini ada bulan ini ada pengumuman penting buat banyak teman-teman ya, di ELTA dan di PDP wawancara ya. Jadi saling mendoakan, mudah-mudahan lancar-lancar. Baik, kalau begitu kita akhiri, mau foto bersama. Ayo, terakhir foto bersama buat case masuk di grup. 1, 2, 3. Oke, terima kasih teman-teman boleh meninggalkan Zoom meetingnya ya.